Well, good morning. Time for time to reflect. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to reflect on yesterday. Um, what happened yesterday? Well, first of all, we lost probably the greatest president of my lifetime, definitely. And I say that only because, despite his many failures, I've never seen a president love his country as much as Donald Trump clearly loves America. The man worked for 4 years for free. Would you work for 4 years for free? I wouldn't, but he did. Now, you could argue, well, he doesn't need the money. But you know what? You know how rich people get rich? Because they keep wanting to be rich. Rich people get rich because they don't want to be poor. And anybody who doesn't want to be poor doesn't turn down money. And he turned down $400,000 a year for 4 years. Don't and didn't just turn it down. He donated it to charity. Did Obama do that? Did Clinton do that? In fact, they all got rich. Trump's value, his monetary worth, his holdings have declined markedly since he became president. He got rid of. He had to quit doing The Apprentice, which was making a ton of money. He wasn't able to personally manage his businesses, and they suffered because of that. So we lost the president who, during my lifetime, loved his country the most of any president we've had. So that's bad. That's very bad. Because that's the number one, really, the first criteria, I think, for being an effective leader is to love the country that you're leading. And nobody can hold a candle to him on that. But on top of that, we gained a dementia riddled puppet who will not be in office long. Mark my words. Biden, I don't think, will make it a year. They will 25th Amendment him out, or he will say that his health has declined, or they'll COVID him out, or something, but their end goal is President Harris. I've said for the last 3 years that my biggest fear in 2020 was the Democrats tapping Michelle Obama because the double whammy of the black card and the vagina card would be hard to beat. Well, Kamala Harris, according to all accounts, has a vagina and is at least, to some degree, not white. That's going to make her extremely strong as an incumbent in 4 years. And she will be president in 2024. I don't think anyone doubts that. Now, what happened yesterday besides a lot of leftists, feverishly masturbating uh, while they're watching Trump fly off into the distance? Well, let's see. We had Lady Gaga, who, okay, all respect in the world for her talent. She has an immense talent. She also has the collective IQ of a stiff dick. Okay, so she's doing her thing, and J Lo's doing her thing, and John Legend's doing his thing, and the message that I'm getting from all of this is that I said it before, and I'll say it again. The world is full of stupid, stupid people. Now let me explain. Yesterday, about 10,000 people in the oil field industry lost their jobs because one of the first things he did was sign an executive order killing the XL pipeline. Now, 10,000 jobs in the grand scheme of things is not huge, but those were union jobs, number one. Number two, and whether if you value unions or not, that's up to you. Personally, I think unions are a piece of crap, but that's just my opinion. But that's XL Pipeline's gone. Now, what does that mean? That means more expensive gas. So if you're happy right now that Biden is in office, you're stupid. And I'll tell you why you're stupid. The price of gasoline is going to go back up. I don't know if you were paying attention during the 8 years of Obama, but gas was between $3 and $5 a gallon for 8 years. On top of that, in case you haven't figured it out yet, in case you haven't figured out why you're stupid yet, when the price of gas goes up, the price of everything else also goes up, because everything gets delivered to wherever you pick it up from. Everything goes by way of an internal combustion engine. So the food you eat is going to get more expensive. The clothes you wear are going to get more expensive. Your ability to earn a living is going to be decreased because you're going to be spending more on gasoline. Now, if you're one of those, people in New York City who always ride a subway, well, you might not give a shit. But if you're one of the people in the rest of the freaking country who have to drive to work, you're going to care, and you're going to care a lot. Because your profit from your job is going to go down. And that's not just some people, that's every single working person in the country. Of course, there's not many of them left because, shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down. And by the way, if you haven't figured out yet that the shutdowns were only put in place to wreck the economy in order to affect the election, you're stupid, because that was the only reason they did it. So 10,000 people lost their jobs on the pipeline. But other things happened too. What else happened? He immediately stopped the construction of the wall on their southern border. Before the inauguration, there was already a caravan of Hondurans tricky-trotting their way up here in the middle of a pandemic. And they're tricky-trotting their way up here, and who knows how many of them got the COVID or tuberculosis. In case you're not in healthcare, in Central and South America, tuberculosis runs rampant, and that shit will kill you. So he stopped construction on the wall. He has ordered ICE to stop the Wait in Mexico program, so we're right back to catch and release. And if you don't know that like 90% of the people they catch don't come back for court, you're stupid. So during a pandemic, the border has been opened wide. So the price of everything is going to go up because the price of gas is going to go up. The COVID, which is killing the economy intentionally, they are letting it kill the economy because they want you on a government check. Why do they want me on a government check, Mr. John? Well, I'll tell you. Just in case you're one of these stupid people and you don't get it. Whoever pays your bills owns you. If they pay your bills, they own you. So if your job is, you don't have your job because of the shutdown, and you're having to get a government check, they control you because they're paying your bills. So then you have to do what they say. Otherwise you lose that money. So the border has been slammed open. The entire economy is going to shit, and it's going to get worse because the prices are just going to get worse. The price of everything is going to get worse. So if you're happy right now about Biden being in office, you're stupid. On top of that, one of the things that Donald Trump did was forbid the government from teaching its employees about critical race theory. Well, Biden put a stop to that. So now he's embraced critical race theory. Now, if you don't know what critical race theory is, I don't blame you, because most people don't. Because the press doesn't really talk about it very much. Critical race theory, in a nutshell, is the idea that the entire Caucasian population is inherently racist. We are all evil, we're all racist, we're all bigoted, and we cannot be redeemed. That is the nutshell of critical race theory. And Biden has embraced it. So that's going to be now taught in schools. I want you to hold on a second. Listen to that part. They're going to be teaching critical race theory in schools to children. So that's another new thing. And if you think that's a good thing, well, say it with me, boys and girls. You're stupid. Also, another thing, another executive order revoked the Trump rule about not including illegal aliens in the census. Well, illegal aliens now are going to get counted in the census. Now, why does that matter, Mr. John? Well, I'll tell you. Congressional representation is determined by the population in a given area. If you count illegal aliens who are not citizens, then those areas that artificially and illegally, I might add, harbor illegal aliens will have an increase in their congressional representation, an increase in their political power, and more control over those areas that instead enforce the rules. So the cheaters now become more powerful. And if you think that's a good thing, well, I think you know where we're going on that. Also, the travel ban from areas that sponsor terrorism, now that's gone. So now, in the middle of a pandemic, hey, everybody from the Middle East, where we don't know about your health care and we don't know if you're going to blow us up, come on in. Oh, all you people from Central America, come on in. We don't know if you got tuberculosis. We don't know if you got the coof. We don't know if you got the Rona. Come on in. So we're going to overload. Oh, and he also bolstered DACA. Now, if you don't know what DACA is, you're stupid. DACA was an Obama executive order that basically wrote law, which, by the way, is unconstitutional because the president cannot write law. The president can only propose law. But the Congress never got a chance to vote on it. Why? Because the same reason Democrats want things to be decided by the courts, because they know their ideas suck and the people won't like them. So they get the courts to impose them, or they use executive orders to impose them. DACA, the delayed adjudication of childhood arrivals. That means when illegal aliens cross the border and they bring their kids with them, those kids are illegal aliens. Okay, and even if they've been here 20 years, they're still illegal. By law, they should be deported along with their parents. DACA put a stop to that. Said, well, you might delay, we may still deport. Oh, and deportations are going to be gone. Don't let that fool you. We are not going to be deporting people anymore. Why? Same reason that he did DACA. The same reason at some point he's going to do amnesty. As soon as you give people a green card, they can vote. So there's going to be 20 million new Democrats here any day now. Think about that. That's not just buying votes. That's manufacturing votes. And no matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you think that's a good idea, you're stupid. Now, you may think I'm being too negative, but I don't think I'm being negative enough. And I think I'm just being honest and being realistic. And if that happens to come across as negative, well, maybe you should have picked a better person to vote for if you went that direction. James. Idiot. Times are fixing to get real interesting. Everybody's going to have to figure out the best way that they can live in this new reality because we are stuck with it. I'll keep bringing you things as I see them. If you like what I'm doing, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, share it on your Facebook, whatever, if you can. But let me know how I'm doing. We'll talk soon, friends.